Hi guys, welcome back here on my channel. My name is Mafalda, and as you guys can guess, I'm the creator of this channel. I'm also the creator of the Instagram, and you can check it out. The link is in the description box down below. And I usually do these videos in Portuguese because that's my language, but I think that I've been missing doing some book reviews in English, so I decided to do this one as well. So I have a Portuguese version that's out already, and now I have an English version because I think that we can talk about this book in both languages because it's so damn good. So stay tuned so you can see which the book that I'm talking about. So, I haven't talked in English for a while now, so if I make any mistakes, please bear with me. It's not on purpose, obviously. But, so yeah, I want to talk about a book that everyone is talking about on BookTok and on Instagram, you know, all of those social media accounts that everyone like follows. Everyone is reading it, and I was kind of like scared to read it because usually when you see a book on BookTok or even on Bookstagram, BookTube, whatever, they are usually not that good. For instance, Twisted Love. I haven't read Twisted Lies. Twisted Love, I didn't like it, so yeah, but that's a personal taste. But yeah, I usually am kind of afraid because I don't think they are that good and they deserve the hype they are getting. But in this case, yeah, it does. So the book that I'm talking about is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. So now I have to say that I don't really know how to pronounce the name of the characters, so bear with me. But what I have to say is that this book, Fourth Wing, is phenomenal. Is one of those books that I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop talking about it. I am literally obsessed with the book. I am searching on my Tumblr account for, you know, art, drawings, anything, because honestly I am literally obsessed with it. And yeah, so long story short, let's give you a summary. So you have Violet Sorrigale, I think that's how you pronounce her surname, and she's the youngest daughter of the General Sorrigale. Sorry. Her brother Brennan was killed 5 years ago, and her sister Mira is still alive, and so her sister is, and Brennan was a rider, and they ride dragons. So yeah, they belong to the Riders Quadrant. That's a section in this fantastic world where you know, you have a lot of sections, so people are put in boxes. So you have the Riders Quadrant, you have the Healers Quadrant, you have the Scribes Quadrant, and all of that. So even though Mira and Brennan were in the, or are in the, they both belong to the Riders Quadrant. Violet was trained by her father to be a scribe, so she was supposed to go to the Scribe Quadrant. However, after her father's passing, her mother, the General Sorrigale, decided that she belongs in the Riders Quadrant because every single member of her family belongs there, so that's not up for discussion, and that's an order, so you need to do it. So Violet has 6 months to train to the deadliest quadrant of the country, of Navarros, I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm mixing Portuguese with English. So she has 6 months. People have all of their life to train because they usually know what they want to do. Their parents know, because being a rider has obviously some perks. And even though it's one of the deadliest job, they actually are excited to do it. But Violet isn't, because she was more excited to be a scribe, because that's what she wanted to do, and that's what she trained all of her life for. But yeah, so long story short, Violet gets in the Riders Quadrant, and then she discovers that her enemy is also there. So flashback to 5 years ago, her brother died, Brennan. He dies died saving, you know, protecting the country from a revolution that was happening, kind of like a civil war that was happening, and her brother died, and the traitor, the leader of the traitors, was all of them were sentenced to death. So started with the leader and then with everyone, except the children, so the kids. And the kids were sent to, you know, proper Navarro's houses, you know, from the nobility and all of that, to be educated, and then they were kindly obliged to enroll in the Rider Squadron. So they were actually forced to enroll in the Rider Squadron, you know, because we don't really understand if it's because they want those kids to, you know, swear loyalty to, allegiance to Navarros, or if it's because it's one of the deadliest quadrants and hence the kids may die. So we don't know for sure what's that, but what we know is that the kids, the children from the traitors, you know, they all have a relic, some kind of symbol that tells instantly that they are traitors as well. So yeah, it's kind of bad for them. But so Zayden, the son of the leader, you know, the traitor, the main traitor, the one that everyone was following, is also on the Rider Squadron, and he kind of has a vendetta against any Soragale, including Violet. So yeah, that's her enemy there. And she's also chosen to be in his wing. So he's the wing leader of the 4th wing, hence the name, 4th wing. Got it, okay. So she is chosen as well to belong in that wing. So yeah. So Violet doesn't have the skills that everyone has already, and she's kind of frail because she has a very frail health. So she's not that strong. She has some health issues that she needs to tackle in order to, you know, fight. So she doesn't clearly belong that. But at the same time, she kind of has that fire, you know, and that I want to do this and I can't do this, and I'll be able to prove myself and my mother that I'm capable, even though that she thinks that I'm broken, you know. So I kind of like that. So I really enjoyed the whole book. The plot twists are amazing. I don't know how to say it without like literally explode with joy because and enthusiasm, because the book is that good. But I can say that the characters are very well written. I can say that every single person that knows a little bit of English and, you know, is capable of talking and listening and whatever, knows English, can easily read the book, because Yaro's writing style is super clean, super easy, in the sense that everyone can access easily and understand what she's saying. So I actually think that is a very good thing for everyone that is trying to, you know, get into fantasy as a genre or is trying to read in English for the first time. This book is perfect. Plus, it isn't confusing, even though I am struggling to, you know, tell you everything because I don't want to give you any spoilers, obviously. I can say for sure that it isn't confusing. I can tell you that the characters are amazing, and not just the main character, not just the female main character or the male main character. They are all amazing. I mean, the way that Yaros wrote every single character, it almost makes you feel every single thing that they are feeling, you know? Like, you can literally be in that academia with Violet and be friends with every single one that she is friends and feel her pain when the enemies attack and all of that. It's so easy because every single thing is so well written that you can literally delve into the book. So I think that's just amazing, and that's the talent that we should all applaud, because that's not easy, especially in current days, because I think that everyone can write a book and sometimes they aren't that good. So yeah, I applaud that. Plus, the world building is perfect. I mean, for a fantasy world, sometimes you can actually be, what is she saying? Or I don't get what everything is, like the map and all of that. No. It's so easy to follow that it's like it takes no effort for you to like literally see what everyone is and see what they're doing and understand every single thing and the geography of it. It's amazing. You have riders and they ride dragons, so they also are, so they are bound with the dragons, and they also have powers. Yes! So they are capable of channeling the power of their dragon, if the dragon decides. So you don't choose the dragon chooses you, and you need to be worthy of it. So you actually have all of that, kind of like a code of honor happening there. Even though they are vicious and terrible and awful, they need to be bounded by a very clear code of honor there. And that is another thing that I loved, like the way that the riders and the dragons interact, and you can hear them in your head and all of that. It's perfect. So if you are looking for a very good slow burn, Fourth Wing is your book. My group already is asleep, but Fourth Wing is your book. It's fantasy 101. It's super easy to follow. It ends, unfortunately, it ends in a cliffhanger. So, unfortunately, fortunately, because it's perfect for the next book, but for you that you are reading, you just end up like, ah! Because you want to know more, you know, like that feeling. But, it ends in a cliffhanger. You have all of those plot twists that happen that you are not expecting, trust me. So if you are trying to, you know, read something for the first time in the genre of fantasy, Fourth Wing is amazing. If you are looking for a good slow burn, enemies to lovers, Fourth Wing is amazing. If you want like a good fantasy with amazing, you know, battles and training and all of that, Fourth Wing is amazing. I usually say that it's a mix between Hogwarts and Game of Thrones, because you have the magic and you have the dragons and the vicious part of it and the plotting and the politics and all of that. So it's amazing. I haven't read a book that made me feel this this happy in so long, guys. So difficult to tell you. Like, I remember feeling this when I read ACOTAR and the ACOTAR saga. So every single book that came out from ACOTAR, I felt this. When I read Throne of Glass as well. So every single... I haven't felt this when I read Crescent City, though. I'm gonna say this. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like something that gave me the chills, you know. But I felt it when I read ACOTAR and Throne of Glass. I felt it when I read the, you know, the Plighted Prisoners series, you know, Gilded, Gleam, and all of that. I felt it the same. Again, so it was, they are also very good books, so I highly recommend as well. But this one is perfect. So it's not a young adult fantasy. I don't really consider it a young adult fantasy, to be honest. I would probably recommend you to see other books if you are below 18, because you do have some you know, some language and some more caliente scenes, you know, like some woohoo steamy scenes and all of that. So I would highly recommend you to not read if you are below 18, even though I know that some 18-year-old boys and girls and 18-year-old people, let's just do that, 18-year-old people are highly, you know, educated in that topic. I personally think that it's okay if I advise you not to read it, because my conscience is more clear if I do that. But at the same time, you do have a lot of violence, so be careful with the trigger warning. So you have the mention of loss of a parent, they have the mention of death of a brother, loss again, grief, a lot of grief. So, yeah, so it's amazing. It's an amazing book, and I would highly recommend. And I love it so much that I had to say this in Portuguese and in English, so bear with me. I know that my English is not that good, but I hope you guys understood what I was so enthusiastically trying to explain to you guys. If you already read the book and would love to talk about the book, please follow me on Instagram. I love receiving your DMs. I love talking to you guys, so let me know what your thoughts are and what you think the revolution is and all of that. So let's talk about it, because the plot twists are amazing, and you know, the politics are clear and obviously there's something going on there. So yeah, let's talk about that, because I love to talk about this, and I feel like the book is so good that we can talk about it for hours. And yeah, that's one of those books. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this rambling about Fourth Wing. I highly recommend. It's a 10 out of 5 stars actually, because I loved it. If you did enjoy the book, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you are new, follow me on Instagram, the link is in the description box down below, as well with other links, so you can buy the book as well if you are interested, or you know, if you don't, it's okay, but please read it because it's very good. And I'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, have a great week and be happy. Bye!